customer's dropped this pair of Birkenstock Milanos in. He was given them by his father and he'd like to wear them, but he's not too happy with the granddad strap around the back, so he'd prefer that they look like a pair of Arizonas. So we're going to mark out where that strap could go and then cut some off. It's a little bit trickier than it looks because the Arizona has more leather going back to about the middle of the heel block here, so the strap really would need to be here for an Arizona, but we're just going to do our best and do a line down to there and cut it. First up, we're going to undo the sole. We need to be able to get under there. Just loosen that up with the sole removal tool, which does a great job, doesn't it? So I've clamped a piece of wood to the bench so I can get the wood underneath the leather where we want to cut it. We're going to avoid using leather shears and use a knife because we get a nice clean cut. I've got a rough pattern here. It's an old worn out pair of Arizonas in a different size, but it'll give us an idea of where we need to go down to. We'll go something like that, and then once we've done that, we'll round that corner off. So we've got our line where we're going to cut there. First up, I'm just going to go along and score it, just so that we get a sense of what's going on with this leather. This leather's surprisingly thick, an older pair of Birks. The measure is 4mm thick. That's a pretty good line. Should have gone a little bit further up, but we can deal with that in time. Always stressful altering shoes, always unintended consequences. Right. That's that little joker around the road. Right, so we just want to make a nice little curve around there. Sorry, you can't see that. A little line on there, and we'll just eke into that and just score that leather first. Cut right through first, but when you're cutting such a thick piece, right, we're getting somewhere. Nice. So that's what it looks like. Here's the buckle side. And try and bring a line down through from here and then a bit of a curve on the bottom. Often with these metal rulers you can actually just push them on and just slide them a fraction and you'll get yourself come up 20mm, and then we'll mark out a line. I want to get this curve nice, so that looks pretty good from this angle. Just come around here and just score that leather ever so gently. Just thought for a second that I cut the right. Yep, it's the right one. Man, trying to talk, cut, and stand funny. Right, surely. It's amazing how thick this leather is. I'm at 4mm. She's chunky compared to like twice as thick as the modern ones we're getting. This is probably a dumb way of going. Come on, where's it holding on? Right, nice work. Now we've got that bit off. And we'll touch up that edge with a bit of polish or dye, but just a light sand up around the edge there. Oh, that wasn't so good, was it? Don't worry, I'll solve that with some polish real soon. Right, let's go do the other side. That is done. Let's do the other shoe. That's what we need to do. Rightio, here we go. We marked it out with a silver pen and a nice straight edge, measured them up, try and get them all the same, and then just cut down those lines to get rid of them. Noticed also there's quite a bit of unglued stuff all the way around, so we're going to glue that up, and you probably can see that this other one's had a bit of a clean of the footbed because it wasn't too bad, but it came up nice and quick. Going to glue up a few of the loose bits around the place. Good idea to have a rag handy. You can use super glue like you can use at home, and some sandpaper. Peel them back to where it's just comfortable. We're not trying to wreck them more, and just clean out any of the loose bits and pieces that are in there. Blow out the dust. And now apply the glue to the least absorbent surface, which is the cork in this case, because this leather up here will soak it up. Then it sets, goes hard and nasty and doesn't glue properly. Glue where it doesn't matter, the middle bit first, then a very thin layer along the outside edges. Get that together in one action and hold it securely for at least 7 seconds. Just keep it real tight, and yeah, if any is leaking out anywhere, try and just wipe that off. And obviously you don't want any dripping through onto your footbed. If it does, get into it with sandpaper and scratch it off ASAP. Just going to give this footbed a super quick clean up. Just get the straps out of the road, and it's not too scurry looking, so it comes up pretty fast, pretty good. Good to do it outside or with a vacuum cleaner nearby. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, so just go around. I usually go around and get the real bad bits first while I'm feeling energetic. It's one of the funny things about shoe repairs. When people get shoes back from getting repaired, they scrutinise everything, they check everything. Whereas when you buy new shoes, you just put them on and you're happy. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, eh? And it comes up great once you give it a quick vacuum. If you want to go the full Monty on these, you just give them a shampoo or sneaker cleaner or saddle soap. Any of those things do a good job. And then when they dry, it can be a bit bristly, and then just give another sand, bring it up. Let's go over to the machine and we will get rid of some of that dust and dirt and grime. Fan on. Once that's done, you can see the bits you missed. I was trying to go around that, obviously, that's why I missed it. But then you can go and touch up those little bits that still look really matte and haven't been touched by the sandpaper. Just touch up those little bits. Just go a bit closer to that logo. Got to have the logo. Right, so time to give these a clean. Typically like just to give them a super quick squirt with water. This has got a bit of shoe shampoo still in it from last time. That foaming up there. That evens everything out, and when you come to put your polish on, it's going to soak in and hopefully trap in a bit of that moisture. I don't want to soak them completely, we're just trying to clean up the mucky bits and give it a good surface for the polish to stick onto, and as it dries hopefully it sucks a bit of that polish into it. Nice. So what we're using here is a TRG quick shine product. It's not the best for the leather, but it's nice and quick and easy, and with a little applicator you don't get it on the cork when you go off the edge, whereas if you're using a polish brush you do. And if you use this a couple of times a year on a leather, it's really not going to change the outcome, but if you use it every week it's more likely to dry the leather out than a typical smooth shoe cream or something like that. And what's not to love when it's that quick, right? If you buy one of these and it dries out, just give it a couple of squirts of water into there and a couple of drops onto the sponge. John worked that out at our shop and it has been a good thing ever since. With the backs of the straps where I've cut these Milanos down, just get a little bit of this onto the back strap. It just takes the harsh new look of that leather. Right, nice work. We'll let that dry and then we'll go ahead and coat the cork with cork renew. Now we're just going to go ahead and coat the cork. Typically I just get some on there, grab a sponge, transfer some of that sponge, and then once you've got some in that corner you can do a nice tidy job in next to that. And you can always put another coat of this on if you put it on too thin. With the actual brush that it comes with, it puts it on quite thick, which is good and protective. It just doesn't look so good while it's drying and you're trying to make a video. Yeah, so just get a coat all the way over. Good idea to wipe off any bits that are on the sole as you go. So these were a pair of Birkenstock Milanos which we've cut the back straps off, and now they're somewhat more like a pair of Birkenstock Arizonas. Hope the guy gets heaps of use out of them and he keeps the memories of his dad going. I'm sure his dad's probably still alive actually. Yeah, if you'd like to cut your Milanos down to Arizonas, I will make a page of instructions. Just ask in the comments, that will remind me to actually do it, but basically mark it out, think about it, then cut it. Don't just rush into it with the scissors.